What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Scholar K.Belle. I'd like to welcome you to the program. Of course, you know I'm the one. When you see me walking on the train, on the subway, and you see the one come up like this, it's only symbolizing that I think you may know who I am, and to inform you that I'm actually the one. There's no other individual that's the one in the United States of America at all. How am I the one? Simplest way to that I'm the one is that formerly my social security number was a 1 before they transferred it to a 2. So basically I was born in East Orange, New Jersey, and then through Charleston, which has the market, they tried to transfer my social security number to a 2. So it was a transfer between me and another individual. My original name is Elijah Bell, B-E-L-L-E, versus Keegan Brent Bell, but both of those names are linked together, so it's not like it's illegal because it's a move that they made. Now, why did this transpire is because they said I was born the smartest child in America, and a lot of the people surrounding the area in which I was born in, specifically Orange, because Orange is a military common, to say the least, weren't excited by this activity. So I was sent down the river like Jesus. So in 83 or 82, the transfer occurred to where there was a child born in Columbia, South Carolina, whose name is Keegan, K-E-A-G-A-N, was the child I was transferred for. So I ended up growing up with his mother, not knowing it was my guardian. My real mother is a Puerto Rican whose name is Karen with a Y, Karen Bell of Puerto Rico, that grew up in Jamaica. So that's a long story short of why I'm the one. And then my life has been like the Truman Show. So basically, all my life, it was aired in real time. Like the military is the one who actually gave me the code name, the one. So it's synonymous with the military. Now in Harlem, you know what I'm saying, they also were able to view me live. That's why I got the nickname of that nigga. Because every time I turned around, I was doing something that they viewed, and they agreed with me being that nigga. And that nigga is synonymous with somebody that's a live individual, you know what I'm saying? Someone who puts it down, like when it's showtime at the Apollo, you know what I'm saying, they put it down to rock the crowd. So it's similar to that. But the real reason I'm here tonight is that I was really reaching out to Papoose. I have this new film called I Could Be Anything I Want to Be. And this film was centered around an individual who wasn't living up to his potential, but his neighbor always looked at him in the form and fashion that he was someone who needed to exceed the level that he was on because he was a gifted child to him. So one day he sat him down and told him, you know what I'm saying, he was disappointed in him in so many words. And he called the mayor's office and said he wanted to get his kid he knew that had the potential that never lived up to it, the shot. So the mayor agreed to it, and he set our itinerary up for him to have some of these difficult positions, such as an engineer, a college professor, firefighter, a police officer. I've been through a bone as far as a construction worker and also a director of performing arts, just to, make it a little difficult. And then the last one was a librarian. So when I looked at Papoose, I was thinking to myself, yo, this is a character, a guy, or MC that really holds it down, that has a memory. I was looking at alphabetics. She went for like 10 A's in a row, 10 B's in a row, then 10 C's, and made it from A to Z, then from Z to A. So I was like, that was a ridiculous memory. Then on top of that, he was in front of the kids on that video, so I thought it would be first nature for him, you know what I'm saying, to hold it down as far as a part of the cast. So with the script fully done, so they say a script is usually between 100 or more pages just for a good start. I have that many pages on the script now, and it's well written, and I thought I would reach out to him. What transpired, because I do film. When I say I do film, my net worth right now is almost $1 billion. I have 4 films. The Hood Depiction is finished at 327 pages of script. I have I Could Be Anything I Want to Be. That's a 100-page script. I have Living a Life, which is over a 100-page script. I have The Colder Streets, A Gun for Hire. That's another script. So that's 4 scripts right there. Now, The Hood Depiction on the black market made $65 million because in Queensbridge, they actually tried to implement the movie by provisioning the situation as far as when I was writing the script enough to where they could have actors perform what I was writing as I was writing it. So The Hood Depiction in the black market made $65 million. But what I was trying to do is apprehend Big Noyd, because he was the one who went behind my back and did everything, but he was going to put up $16 million. And then, you know, the $65 million to be what it is. But for a first film to make $16 million, I mean, the only person who did better than that is Ice Cube. And he spent $50,000 on a movie. So if you look at it like $16 million just for writing a script, that's great, even though it would have made $65 million. But there's no guarantee, because after you play the actors and all that, you know, there's a cost of doing business. It costs $200,000 just to have a production team if you want to do something professional. Then that's not to include the equipment unless you purchasing or hiring a production team to do your film. So that's one film. Living a Life is another film I wanted to make out of Harlem. It's over a 100-page script. I didn't get a black mark for that. But John Cheadle is the actor that would have been in that, or Todd Diggs if I had my will. But these are people who are also, because I just so happened to be in Harlem when I was writing this, were people who actually heard the film. Because like the level of provisioning now is ridiculous. Like if you could put money in the air, for those who have money and have net worth, you'll understand if you put your money in the air, you'll visualize anything in America. Because through the satellite, you could buy a piece of the satellite like Denzel did. And that's Denzel Washington. He owns a piece of the satellite, so he could see anything on the grid in America at any given time. But if you put your money in the air, or put it in the right person's hands that works for NASA or works for the government, you can provision the situation. Now sometimes, well, I'm not going to say some of the times, this is always unlawful. But to be able to catch the individual who's doing so is something totally different. Like, how can you catch somebody provisioning you? Now, if you're paying attention and you master circumference, you might hear echo. When you hear echo when you speak, that means somebody is monitoring the words that you say. They might like the way you articulate yourself. They might like many things that you do. But when you do that, that means they're creating a prism of reality through radiation. And that radiation is what they amplify to hear your voice and hear what you're saying at that given moment. If you watch the movie Deja Vu, there's a screen or a clip where they have a prism of reality, and in that prism, that helps them amplify the sound in a crowded ballroom just to hear this specific person speak. So I mean, there's many things you could do with the money. But Living a Life is another movie that's, you know, I think it's going to be a success. A hitman, the Colder Street, a hitman, that's going to be something different, because that's like A Gun for Hire and all the hitmans and all that type of movie. It's a movie where, you know, you basically going to have a narrative, and it's going to walk you through the steps of the mind of a killer. You know, I don't know, that's like throwing a bone to me, you know. And it's another movie I didn't mention as well. But this movie is called The Greatest of All Gangsters. It's about a father wanting to breed his son into being a gangster greater than himself. But, you know, trials and tribulations, things occur, and sometimes things don't pan out the way you want them to be. So that's what that film is about. So that's actually the 5th film. 5 films under my belt. That's not to include Ebony versus Ivory, the commercial, which is a full-length commercial. I wanted Ray Allen and J.J. Reddick to be in it. They compromised it while I was doing it, so the commercial has already been made. in the black market. The NBA knows about it. J.J. Redick knows about it, and Ray Allen. They were going to kill both of them for doing it wrong, but they're military, so nothing happened. It's called failing in the army when you do something that somebody finds out what you're doing. So this has transpired. Ray Allen has retired. J.J. Redick is still one of the greatest shooters in the game because he's a premier three-point shooter. And, you know, it would have been a nice video. It would have been a 6-part video. But that's complete. Then you have my state-of-the-art website, which is a abstract virtual solution with a virtual doll that would be interactive using BrainGate solution, which is a solution that, or the Pentium chip that you heard about back in the day, that allows a computer to be compatible enough with a human being to be able to transact or comprehend audible speech. So, you know, that's another project that's done. Also, I got my shoe, the One. Hopefully that comes to you soon. But all the shoes you see nowadays, they compromised a lot of things that I did. You see all these knit shoes. That was the idea of me, because I wanted my shoe to be the first shoe, the lightest shoe, a basketball shoe, highly resistible, durable, constructive, you know, innovative type of shoe. Something that give you a lift. But as you can see, everybody's moving in that fashion right about now. So it's another compromise I did. So basically, oh, and I also have a book, 2 books. My latest book that's incomplete is Real Rap. This is a book, you know, so where I chop it up and down with you, straight up and down from the floor. I chop it up and down with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to old school slang, and you know what I'm saying? I'm really putting it down because terminology is in that book. All kind of terminologies, you know what I'm saying? Street slang. And I'm putting it down more so in an old school fashion. So I'm thinking a lot of old school people would appreciate it. Now, they said Charlie Wilson was trying to get down on my book. Said Snoop Doggy Dogg was trying to get down on my book. A lot of people was feeling it. Even Don Juan was feeling it because he had like a little pimperish little tone to it, because, you know what I'm saying, it's my reality about how I don't really like the situation that I see now, because it's saturated in a funny type of way to me nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's fugazi out here. And, you know what I'm saying? It's really no means for someone who is based off of reality, I should say. Then my other book is a book of poems from SKOLA'S perspective. Look into my eyes, a book of poems from SKOLA'S perspective is the title of it. It's a book of poems, but I didn't want the book to be like the poetry that you read, that be all watered down and it sound all sweet and all that. Nah, I just wanted something from my perspective. So I put it out there to let them know that poetry doesn't have to be like saucy and sweet. I wanted it to be more like you can understand who I was, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to rhyme a little something, so it has a flow to it, definitely, but it's more so, you know what I'm saying, catering to how I was going to rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was going to rhyme for the ladies, it was going to be rough enough. So the book, you know what I'm saying, is my reality. It's not for me to be fronting and being like, yo, I'm writing a book. It's more so for the fans to be able to appreciate me for being myself, and not for being somebody they want me to be in the image of fame or money or something like that, because I'm somebody you can't buy. But basically, that's a long story short. I'm SKOLA, which is an acronym that stands for Skills Kept on Levels Above. And I just want to thank you for sitting down with me tonight. And I wish y'all the best, because to tell the truth, the day-to-day hustle, having a career that's already done and it needs to be established as far as making money, is rough. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the inside, I'm on the outside looking in, and they don't want me to be in. You know what I'm saying? Scripts go for $1 million. I got plenty of scripts. I can tell you it's worth $65 million. They wouldn't even give me $1 million to make $64 million in profit.